Welcome to the Roundtable, episode 59. Here we are, you guys. The heat has kicked my butt today. It has caused a little bit of an issue, but here we are, and I am so happy to be here with my co-host for tonight. And let's just kick this off and get it started. Let me welcome in the Mrs. Chicano 2, Christine. We have another lady in the house tonight. Hello, Christine. How are you, amiga?
Hi, my friend. I'm good. How's everyone?
Hot.
It's
We're hot. Yeah, super hot tonight.
Not usual for the Central Coast, but hey,
Yeah.
let's embrace it.
Right? I'm trying to enjoy it. It's just this little room itself is like a sauna.
No insulation.
Yeah, no insulation. All right, let's welcome in the gentleman of the evening. Let's see what he's got to say. I think he's shy.
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Hey, Fred, how are you?
Hey Jen. Good. How you guys doing? I'm sorry, I had these glasses on. I can't see a freaking thing with this stuff. I just had them on for being a character here. Hold on. Anyways.
Don't worry, I got better glasses.
Right, I got mine right. Oh,
all right,
check
cool.
it out.
All
Okay,
right.
that's what I was
And if you
waiting
want to make it better,
All right, you got the magnum.
I knew it. I had a feeling you were going to come in with your whole get-up. Welcome to it, guys.
hey guys,
Nice.
loud and proud.
There we go. We got a house full already, guys. Check it out.
Nice.
Castillo, Spanx. We've got Debbie in the house. Big Stumps. Gosh, we have a lot of people.
Nice.
Waiting on me.
Nice.
Denise, hi Denise.
Right? Denise
Hello,
is
everyone.
little under the weather today, but she will be back next Tuesday. So send her lots of love and prayers. And I do have a small little announcement. Let me double check something really quick, guys. Feel free to chop it up for a minute.
Okay. But you know what? I'm gonna start off by one thing, guys, and give sincere condolences to Spanky and his family and on their loss that they had, and they had a great event this week with Sunny Boy Costa. They had, they all got together as a community out there in Downey, and I think it was a beautiful thing, and I send my condolences to the family.
Yes,
You know.
condolences for sure. I did see the post. I didn't know for sure the relation, but much love and condolences, and it caught my attention because that's my daughter's name as well. The name of the young lady passed.
Yeah.
So much love to you guys.
Yeah, no, love and respect to you guys. Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, guys. This is I'm telling you, how there's just those days where nothing comes together like until the last minute, and then it's like, hey, the show must go on, right?
Oh yeah, never let them see you sweat. But unfortunately, right now it's hot.
Right.
Yeah. Well, as you guys can see too, I'm having a little bit of change here, but it's just temporary.
Oh yeah, you do have your stuff behind you too. I like that.
There'll be changes coming in a couple of weeks. Actually, I'm going to be moving around in here, so yeah, we're going to start working on stuff in here. So yeah, in a couple of weeks, I say after the 10th, so we'll be going on.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Okay, I did want to let everyone know that House of Tattoos, our dear hermano, is going to be taking a little time off. He's going to be taking care of some personal things, and he will be touching back in the chat. And whenever he is ready to come back on, got a seat here. So I just wanted to let everyone know in case people were wondering, where's House at? What's going on? So much love and prayers to him, and he will be around. Don't worry, guys.
Hey, oh man, love and respect to him. Hope everything works out.
Yes, for sure. Okay, well, let's just get kicked off with this. I know you had a very exciting week, Christine. You seem to have an event, and I know you were very happy with the turnout of the debate, right?
Yes, so I was at us three are in Monterey County, right?
Yeah.
We're all here in Monterey County. So in Monterey, I went to Mike's Pizza to go watch the debate. And it was jam-packed. It was awesome. It was really all Trump supporters there. And it was a very great turnout. I just had a great time with, people that think alike, people that love our country, people that want change in our country. It was great. We're just very happy to support. And then I did mention to you that I did get asked to join in. I've never been into, like, I support. I think everybody knows where I stand, but I was asked to be, in the committee. And so I'm thinking about it. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of time, a lot of responsibility. So I'm praying about it. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I don't know the answer yet, but I do want to support, and I want to, reach as many people as I can, and be open to debating and respectfully debating and talking about the issues going on in our state, in our local region, along with the nation and the world, everything that's going on in the world. But so I'm kind of getting more into it. So we'll see. But I had a great time. And, I was going to invite you, Jen. I was thinking about you early that morning, but I'm like, because I got invited the day of as well.
Okay.
My friend tends to contact me. She's very involved, but she always waits like almost last minute, right? And so I just thought it might be too much for you, but I think that would have been something you would have enjoyed too.
Yeah.
So next time, if I get advance notice, I'll let you know, and hopefully you could join us.
Yeah, let me know. That would be very interesting for me to go to something like that, and sounds fun. Yeah, most definitely. Well, what did they do? They put it like on a big screen TV?
Oh, yes, there was about 8 big screens there. And we were all eating pizza. Some people were, having a beer or two. And so, yeah, nothing but people wearing red. And yeah, so it was, and it was nice because we all saw the debates. It was like watching the Super Bowl, and
Yeah, I know.
and one team just sweeping the other team. It was like that. And you should see the crowd, the energy. It just felt so good. But at the same time, us on the red team, although we were laughing, cheering, everybody knows who won that debate. But it made me think how sad it is that this person that doesn't make any sense in what he says, what he speaks, is running the most powerful country in the world. Like, how is that? And I think what happened on Thursday, the media has been covering up, because the media knows very damn well that Biden is incompetent. He can't run the country. And they know his mental, capacity. But they've been so good at covering that up. They always just show like little clips, and they try to show his best. But last Thursday, they really couldn't do nothing about it. It was live, and people got to see what most of us already know. People that are awake, people that are not, unbiased. So it was a disaster for Biden. To me, the way Trump won is by just letting Biden talk. That's it. Just let him talk. Let him, dig his own grave, which that's what he did. And that's how Trump won, without even speaking. Trump didn't even have to say anything. And I love that he kept his composure. So yeah, it was a great debate. And it was like watching the Super Bowl for us that love our country and that, we're awake. So yes.
We'll get more into it and touch on that and get people in the chat to tell us what they think as well. But it was definitely very, I wonder how many people really watched it this year. I think probably quite a few.
I think so too. I think a lot of people watched it.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't think Biden was going to go for it. How they even allowed him to. But like I said, he basically put himself out there. People that watch, the behind the scenes of stuff, that we're not fooled by the media. We already knew, what he's about, but a lot of people didn't. So I think a lot of people that were actually planning on voting for him now are having doubts. They're having second thoughts. And I hope they reach that critical thinking, right? Where they realize how this guy was implanted there. He was not elected, so I really hope so.
Yeah. Well, we're just touching on it, Jenny. It's just part of the trending topics that's going around the world. So I'm open to hear everybody's opinions and feelings. And yeah, we're all just here to chop it up and talk about
Trump. Just so Jenny Selby, I'll answer that. He did answer questions, but Biden kept lying, and he had to respond to Biden the majority of the time. But he did answer questions. And we know the media, CNN especially, is very biased. We know he was there to protect. But this is something huge. How are we not going to talk about politics when our country's going to crap? And I'm not upset. It's just like, I don't understand that. People say, yeah, don't touch religion, don't touch politics. Yet our country is going to crap because of the policies, because of so we do have to talk about this. We could agree to disagree. And we can have an adult debate. We can have an adult discussion, but these topics need to be brought up. And the bottom line is we were far better off with Trump. That's the bottom truth. I mean, the gas, the groceries. Today I went to buy groceries at one of the cheaper grocery stores, Foodsco. You guys know Foodsco, right?
Yeah.
There's one in Fleet, one in Soledad. And I just bought for two meals. I spent $120.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, what the heck? Since Biden came into office.
Yeah.
And did you not see him? Did you not hear him speak? We can't turn a blind eye. And I'm not upset. We have to call things for what they are.
Right. Okay. I hear you. All right, Fred, let's see what you did last week, and then we'll jump some more into this.
Besides the debate, I did watch it, and you know what, guys, it is a thing that's happening in our country. I won't keep it going. They I will say this. The only thing I will say is, I just wonder how they kept this man alert. I mean, in all due respect, at the end of the day, he's a human being. I'm not talking in a political stance, in this sense. I'm talking age and health wise of this of President Biden.
Yeah.
I don't think he could stay another 4 years, health wise. So I think that's beside the point. The other thing is too, I did go to Foodsco today as well, Christina. Yeah, it was like $100 and something. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yes. This is just, I mean, it was really nothing at all.
And it seems like, people nowadays, you have to start off at $40 an hour here in California.
Oh, yeah.
And as a couple, because if you're single, I can't even imagine how people that are single make it.
Oh, trust me.
So, and I completely agree with you, Fred, with Biden. At this point, yes, he needs to be replaced. But then who in the Democratic Party is going to replace him? They're all evil. Look at Kamala. Look at Gavin Newsom. Do we want him to California, the whole country? I don't think so. If anything, I would love Kennedy. You guys, he was a Democrat. Right now he's an independent. I like his views. He's a little more, I think, liberal than conservative. But his views are far better than all the rest of the Democrats, and he's independent now. I'm really trying to be, unbiased. Yeah, everybody knows I support Trump, but I didn't support Trump all the time. I voted for freaking Hillary Clinton 8 years ago. So, if anything, pay attention to a Mexicana that was always voting Democrat all her life and one day snapped out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
your feelings all your life, you were programmed to vote away. Instead of doing that, why don't you get off your feelings and sit down and pay attention and ask for discernment, you know?
Yeah, it's an emotional thing.
Discernment, and then God's going to
Yeah.
lead you. That's what happened to me. I was fighting my
Yeah.
husband. He was voting for Trump and I couldn't believe it. I
Yeah.
was so mad at him. And let me tell you, he didn't change me. I'll tell you what changed me. COVID changed me because I'm a critical thinker. And when I started seeing all the lies, when I started seeing President Trump do a live conference and then the media 5 minutes later lie and twist everything around, I realized that they were big liars. And I started researching and I asked God for discernment. Little by little, I started opening my eyes. And that's how I opened my eyes. You know, I also started paying attention to, wait a minute, I don't want my boys to go into girls' bathroom and my girls to be afraid when boys are going into girls' bathroom, boys going into girls' bathrooms.
No, yeah.
I don't want my son to think that it's okay to chop his wee-wee at 10 years old because he feels like he's a girl, and for the Democrat Party to support that and pay for it without my consent. I don't want that.
No,
So
yeah. I don't think anybody really.
and then I started paying attention to how this party always uses the browns, the you know, black, anybody with color. Oh, poor you, poor victim you. I've never been a victim. Let me tell you, everything I've accomplished it through hard work,
Mhm.
you know, and through living a life of integrity. And that's how I've accomplished what I've accomplished. I've never used the victim card, and I hate that they think they could do that on us. That people are that stupid. I don't want no handouts. Because let me tell you, I have the capacity to do anything I want. So that's what happened to me. So if anything, I voted Democrat all my life up until 4 years ago. It was the first time I switched, and now I'm all in. Anyhow.
4 years, yeah.
No, yeah.
Right.
Well, so I mean, getting it as far as the rest of the week as well. My son took me out to breakfast the other day, and we went to Salinas to this one place, and not Chorritos. It was a different place, and
we all
it
know
was
that.
yeah, no, I got a burrito, and I mean that thing was huge,
Oh,
just
really?
huge, and I shut him out. It was Burrito King, right
Okay.
there off of Old Town, on the little alley right there off of Old Town.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost next to the Fox Theater. Yeah, it was pretty good, man. So so we had a good time. We had a good time with that, and yeah, I got I'm spending quality time with people that are dear close to me as well. So it's
Good.
cool. It's cool. Everything's good. But yeah. I mean,
That
that's
is
really it so far. I mean,
good.
that was it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, I feel like we, at the end of the day, spending time with our family and kids is what it's all about right now, because the world could be going haywire, which it feels like it is, and we got to make sure that our own are good within our own household first, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's true. Well, that pretty much is what I did as well. Spent time with the family. I was able to take Ruby fishing, so that was fun. She got a little excited to use her new fishing pole that her grandpa got her, and unfortunately, we caught no fish, but we did have a good time, just kicking back. It was a nice sunny day, beautiful, and it was just, we got a lot of nice pictures together and got to spend some time, and I feel good with it. Like, even though like people are like, well, you had to pay to get in and then you didn't catch any fish, like how is it even worth it? And I thought, well, I made some memories with my daughter, and I got to get out in the sun. I got to enjoy
nature.
the weather. Yeah, and I got a sunburn on one side of my body. So I was like, dang, I couldn't even get a nice, even little tan. I haven't been out in the sun in so long. It just, the one side the sun was coming down on got burnt, but oh well, it is what it is. And
No, I was gonna say see, Jen, that's a beautiful thing though. It's the little things. People expect this big old reward, like, well, you paid and you didn't get anything. It's like, no, it's the little things. The excuse me, the quality time.
Yes,
The time out there, the memories.
right.
And I've
That's what
been
it is.
told that fishing, my friend Manuel Ortega, you guys met him. Remember the photographer,
Yeah,
the first fight?
Oh yeah,
Uh, he's a diehard fan for fishing. He says that it brings him peace, and that's. I texted you, right, Jen? I said I bet you felt. Well, I think I commented
mhm,
the peace you must have felt, and
yeah,
that reminded me that I also went to Pebble Beach on Sunday. Oh my gosh, you guys live here. You guys need to go. It's so beautiful. And
yeah,
every time I'm in nature, like the ocean and the rocks, I just get so connected to God. That's when I feel more connected to God through nature.
yeah,
And I just get this peace and it feels amazing. So you're right. You're creating memories, Jen, and nothing is more valuable than that. Being in the present moment and creating memories with your child. And, that's what she's going to remember.
right.
Because
Yeah, I
kids remember experiences.
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Took her there to McAlpine, so it's a nice little spot, just tucked away, like right off the freeway. Was it San Benito County, I think, right? And yeah, it's a beautiful. I didn't even realize when we went on the little trail walk how far it goes back, but it
Mm.
is so beautiful back in there. So highly recommend if you just want to get out. And there's picnic benches, and you can actually there's campers there too. People go there, have their RVs. People I think even pay to live there. The people that are in
Wow.
the RVs, and so it was nice. I had a good time, and so did Ruby. She was
You know,
done by the end, though. She was like, "Let's go."
no, we live in a very beautiful area, as
Yeah,
Christine just mentioned as well. A lot of people really a lot of people don't know, or maybe they do know, but we are not far from Carmel and Monterey and all this stuff. I mean, we're right here, right on the coast, man. It's a beautiful thing. Like, go out there. People think like a lot of people think, oh, it's in there, in the valley. There's just fields and stuff, and there's nothing there. No, you just a couple more minutes out to the west, and it's paradise over here, man. Like it's just a
It's
beautiful thing,
paradise.
Yeah,
Um,
beautiful weather and everything.
Have you guys noticed Raza doesn't go out too much? So we're at Pebble Beach, right? It's so beautiful there. And the weather was just gorgeous. And it was nothing but gringos and chinos. The chinos with their cameras and
Yeah.
and then the white folks, I love them. They're just jogging and they're with their dogs. Marvelous. Hello, Marvelous. And they're walking their dogs, and I just feel like they get it. Our raza, we have the beaches there, and they're just home. They rather go to the mall. That's their hangout place.
yeah, so much to enjoy.
And there's so much. Monterey County has so much. I mean, the whole state of California. I think most people in the chat are from California, and the coastline is so beautiful. So we have to take advantage. I mean, we
Absolutely.
are already paying a lot of taxes. It's
Oh
the
yeah,
state we pay the most taxes. This state here, 50% of our income goes to taxes.
No,
And I mean, might as well take advantage. Just go to those beaches, right?
right?
yes.
Exactly.
I
Yes,
mean,
to the person in the chat, I have been to Morro Bay. Yes, beautiful. With the big rock in the middle of the ocean there. So yeah, West Carson, yes.
it's
Yeah, I've been
beautiful.
out there too. So yeah, no, we live in a beautiful area, you know what I mean? It's just uh I mean, it's breathtaking when you go 17-mile drive and all this stuff.
So beautiful.
And yeah, a lot of people don't know. A lot of celebrities live out here as well. They have homes out here as well. So
Right.
once in a while you'll catch them here and there. Like Keanu Reeves has been over here to Soledad a couple of times. Who was it? Sam Smith, the singer and stuff. He was out here as well one time, and it just you see them passing through. They're out here. Brad Pitt bought a house in somewhere,
Carmel.
in Carmel.
Carmel
Yeah.
on the state, the River State beach.
Mhm.
That's where he bought a house, $50 million.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
that's it. That's it.
That's
I,
it.
I know. Well, I mean, with all of this said, we touched on our weeks, and like
Mhm.
we mentioned earlier, we can't really go into a roundtable the week after the debate and not talk about it. So I hope you guys
Mhm.
don't mind, and if you do, it's just real life. So we're going to go ahead and share our thoughts and opinions and feelings, and feel free to chime in the chat amongst each other and to us. And let's just start out with our feelings about how it started. I feel like I really leading into it. I didn't know what to expect. I can't say that I have a lot of history of watching all of the debates, but I do know the debates that I had watched, there was always like the back and forth, and speaking over each other. And so that's one thing. This time, they changed it to where they had a time limit, right? And
they muted the other person. So that's,
So that's right. So that's what kind of kept it a little bit, I don't know, they were trying to keep some
a little more controlled and boring too, if you think about it.
It definitely felt more, toned down and controlled.
And then there was no audience too.
Yeah.
So that
we all know what would happen if there's audience. We can't turn a blind eye to that.
Yeah.
I thought the same. I thought, well, imagine like if the audience was out there, I wonder how they would be reacting to certain
Well, you guys remember the best debate, I think, in the last 20, 30 years was Trump versus Hillary.
That was intense.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that was intense. And that's when I was for Hillary. And I was so upset that Trump was just hilarious. All his comebacks. And I was on her side at the time. So, but now when I rewatch it, I just love it. And they had audience, and the audience was just screaming, yelling. It was hilarious. It was such a great debate. This one was definitely more controlled. All the questions were very controlled. The fact they didn't have an audience, and they were muting every time one spoke. I think they had 2-3 minutes to speak, something like that. They would mute the other party, which explains what I was just telling Jenny Selby, I believe. He was having to defend himself from all the stupidity Biden was saying, all the lies. So he was having to defend himself. He was not just going to stay quiet and just answer CNN, but he did answer questions. And, it was great. I mean, if anything, for the first time, I've been making fun of Biden these past almost 4 years. But if anything, it made me I'm just thinking does his team not feel compassion for him? I really believe he doesn't know what he's doing. He's totally being controlled. Someone's, pulling the strings, telling him what to say. And it's just sad. This is our country. It's sad.
Something that I noticed, several, really not too far into it, but for myself anyways, that I felt I picked up on. And like I said, you guys know I'm kind of taking everything in and formulating my opinions as time goes on. That's no secret. I do tend to be a more conservative person and values, but I'm open to hearing what everyone has to say. But something that I noticed, and it was just anybody would have noticed, I think, when they were talking, I really felt like the way Biden he was looking and kind of looking off to the side. It really seemed to me like he was concentrating on what someone was saying. So I'm like, did they telling them what to say or what to? Is that allowed? Or
I was told, by my friends, and I didn't see it. I was told they were not allowed to have one on the debates. But, he did go a whole week without doing no press conferences. No, he was MIA for a whole week because they were preparing him with the questions. I'm pretty sure they rehearsed the questions over and over and over. And he slipped. Did you guys see him when he would freeze and then change? So he just was jumping from one place to another. It was very embarrassing, very embarrassing. And I did get to that point of actually feeling compassion, which is something I'll admit. I didn't feel compassion for him for 4 years. But now I did. I just felt like, okay, this guy, he has no idea that he's even the president. They're running it for him. So it's just sad. It was sad. And all Trump had to do is let him talk. That's it.
Yeah.
I did feel that as well. I felt a bit of pity, really. It's part of me, I don't know, I felt as if gosh, what if that was my grandpa up there, just
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it felt like sad in a way to see him look confused and, just seem off. I did feel like he was definitely off. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, we don't know who's running the show, but definitely some people are saying Obama is running the show. I don't know. And though it's so funny because did you guys see Nancy Pelosi? They interviewed her and she said Biden had a bad day. So that's how they're justifying it. Biden had a bad day. Okay. Clearly, he did not have a bad day. That's him. It wasn't a bad day. That's Biden. And she had the audacity to say there's doctors that say that Trump could have dementia. Like, does she really think the American people is that stupid to Biden had a bad day, but Trump possibly has dementia? Like, that's how stupid the Democrats think you are. Thank God I don't follow that party, but that's how stupid for those that, just watch her.
Yeah.
And it's just a joke. So it was Bill Clinton and Obama. They tweeted that he had a bad day. It was not a bad day. That's Biden for you every day. Do you guys not see him when he's walking? He gets lost.
Yeah.
I mean, can people not see that? And it's so shocking to me how there's people that are still going to vote for him, regardless how we have the worst inflation in our nation's history. We have all these wars going on and people are still going to vote for that.
Right. That's a good question. What are your thoughts on that, Christine? Because a lot of people have said that, and Wes Carson says thoughts.
Okay, so he says that Trump doesn't. Okay, as a president, tell me when did he disrespect anyone? Okay, as a president, I cared. I don't care that he said he would grab women when 20, 30 years ago off the camera. That's how he, hooked up with women. He grabs them by the what. I care how he runs his policies. His policies help me day to day. Okay. That's what I care about. And Biden's policies are killing the American people. I don't care what the man did in the past. I don't care how he's a womanizer. You know what? To me, Trump's just a typical guy with a lot of money that would get any woman he wanted. Tell me what billionaire is not going to have women all over? And why is it that liberals that vote for killing babies are so petrified to hear the president 20, 30 years ago say that? He'll grab them by the what. But you're the same person that wants a woman at 40 weeks pregnant kill her baby. Make that make sense. Where's the morality? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so that's my answer to that.
Okay. I do feel like, I'll be honest with this. I feel like, yes, he has said things that could definitely come across to people as a misogynist but a lot of people would also say that's just like basically locker room talk, and he just speaks how a lot of men speak behind closed doors openly. He doesn't filter a lot of what he says. So like I said,
Trump is a sinner. Like, I do not see him like God. He is not my savior. He is not God. But I'm just open to knowing that for now, he is the best person to be representing our country. But you know what? Like, I would love to have a godly man that's not a sinner be up there. Unfortunately, we're all sinners. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, his policies are better at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, our country was better. It was safer. Okay, let's talk about, one of the biggest topics, which was the border. It's unsafe. Millions of undocumented people have crossed that border. And I don't know if you guys heard this, but in Venezuela, The prisons have been open and they've released all the prisoners, and all the prisoners crossed the border and Biden let them in. All these kids getting raped throughout the country. You guys are not hearing that? From undocumented illegal people that came in while Biden opened those borders. How are we not talking about that? Heck yeah, I'm on Trump's side. Yes, I want the border control. Yes, we need to deport all these people. The other day, some guy on my husband's channel was saying, oh, it was just a guy. It's in that guy's nature to rape this 12-year-old, a Venezuelan that raped a 12-year-old. One of the undocumented people that came in through Biden's open borders. And this guy, he's being a guy. No, you don't justify that. That wouldn't have happened had we had control. Had that guy not come in, he wouldn't have raped and killed that 12-year-old girl. So let's not turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people we're assuming that when they're referring to illegal people, however they say it, coming across, it's really not even Mexican people that
okay, so this is what makes me laugh. Okay. Stone R3D Raider just says he doesn't know any guy that talks about grabbing a girl by the you-know-what. Something that, let's go back, Trump said like in 1999, 2000. Okay. All right. You haven't heard a guy, but you have a sitting president that doesn't know what he's talking about, yet he's totally for and okay with men competing against women, boys changing their gender. Explain that to me. So you guys get shocked with Trump saying something like that, yet the policies that this guy, to me, that are so evil, you're okay with that. Explain that to me.
Yeah.
Explain that to me.
That's a valid point. I would say that. What about I did notice that too, and I wasn't very familiar with the exact situation, but I do remember hearing rumors that President Trump had said some disparaging words about soldiers at a very well-known burial site. But then when that was brought up, he challenged Biden during the debate and said, no, I never said that. And basically said that it was not true. Whatever this rumor was that he had, I forget what did they say. He said he called them bums or something like that. You guys caught that part, but somebody had questioned in here. I don't remember seeing any footage of him saying it. I do remember people with the rumor spreading saying that he said that, but I think that's why we have to be careful with what we believe. And I mean, just because somebody said they heard something or someone said it doesn't make it true.
Right.
And that
goes with everything. I know everybody.
Yeah. I think everybody gets triggered very easy with as soon as you bring up whichever one it is. It doesn't matter which one you bring up. If the person is against that, they're quick to get triggered and automatically.
He didn't call them losers. Okay, he didn't call them losers. It was the Arizona governor. I forgot his name. He was a Republican, but he was a rhino. Do you guys remember his name?
Okay, yes.
He called him a loser. And it was a Republican. He called a Republican a loser. He didn't call them losers. Get your facts straight, please.
I think
so now I know what you're talking about. Yes, it was that Republican. He died already. I forgot his name, but he was a rhino.
He was a
rhino. He was a, wannabe Republican with super liberal left ideas. Like the Bushes. The Bushes are rhinos. They were no good.
See, that's the first time I'm hearing this word.
Yeah. So look that up. Yeah, he didn't call them losers. He's a loser. Yes, he called him a loser.
Yeah. No,
but to me, if I hear it in the news and people don't come to me and say I listen to Fox, because I do not watch Fox. Okay. So what I hear is no, I have to see it with my own eyes. And that's how I get my facts. I don't get them by just what the news says. You have to,
Right.
I mean, I look at a lot of stuff.
And we should.
Guys, looking at some of the comments here, I've noticed that one thing too is that I think we live in a time now where somewhere down the road we lost track of just being Americans to be able to agree and disagree. Now we all have to be either on the same page. If not, you're like the biggest outcast, and you're this, people name calling and stuff. I think that's really unfortunate. I mean, I think regardless of whatever a person either chooses to believe, whatever it is, how they view the debate, how they view the president and the next person up, or whichever way it is, it should all across the board. It should be respected, by everyone at the end of it all. You know what I mean? It's just because no matter who wins, and people always say like, well, if this person wins, I'm not going to. That's not my president. Well, you know what? As long as you live in the United States of America, that is your president. No matter who wins, you know. I didn't see anybody giving back stimulus checks. People sending them back or whatnot. I mean, we took it. I'm one of them as well. So it should be respected. I think it should be respected at the end of it all. I'm not saying that, oh, well, you know what, it's this, whichever way it goes, people need to respect each other's opinions, and that's it. And keep it, like Christine mentioned earlier when she first came in, keep it respectful. She's open for debate, but keep it respectful, guys. I mean, that's really it at the end of it all. Be respectful, and your opinion is respected as well, whichever way it goes.
The other day, speaking of that, my husband had a local Republican that's running for office on his channel.
Yes,
live. And I wish we could go back to the comments, but you can't, right? After a live, they will go away, right?
Yeah.
So I was commenting and agreeing with most of the things he was saying. Obviously, we met him and we like him, and so I was agreeing. And then the whole thing, keep it respectful. I mean, I'm going to state facts, but I'm not going to like disrespect anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna speak what I believe to be the truth and the facts. And so I was agreeing with him and stating what I believe to be the truth and facts. And someone in there, a hardcore liberal Democrat went on there and he goes, Christine, when you get fat, your husband's gonna leave you.
Oh wow.
Wow. And it was so shallow. I just read the comment and I laughed. And in my head, I'm like, thank you for calling me thin. Because that's what he said, basically. But people want to disrespect. They get into their feelings, and he couldn't, I was stating what I was stating, and he couldn't, answer back. So people want to be disrespectful. And yes, we got to be respectful. We could agree to disagree. But, and
that's what makes it hard.
I want people to show me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what makes it hard, is I want the best for all of us. And I don't want to feel like, that's why I normally don't even go there. I don't want to feel like everyone's attacking. Like, we should be able to have a conversation. And I totally respect if you feel the complete opposite. And I'm not going to try to like dog you out or clown you or call you names or, and like I said, I'm open to hearing about everyone's opinions. And if you have some information you think would be helpful, and vice versa. So it's just crazy. I feel like, it is a different time. Like, things have become a lot more just super intense.
People are overly sensitive too nowadays, right?
Yeah. It feels that way. And maybe it's the first time I'm noticing it, but I feel like it seems much more intense.
Yeah. You know what, guys? I will say this. As men, and I'm going to say it to men as well. Some of us, I've been a heavy-set person my whole life, but when I look back at pictures, I wasn't as big as I am now as I've gotten older. When I first met my wife, she did not look the way she looked after 4 kids. And I think that as men too, you got to take into consideration too that we all age and things happen to your body. I mean, that's just what happens. at the end of the day, it's not about, and yeah, we're can be healthy or whatever the situation is one thing, but you know, it makes no sense to me that somebody at 50 something is going to disregard of somebody because they don't look the same and try to go for somebody, just like young girl. It makes no sense.
It was so shallow, right? That's so
No,
shallow.
yeah, it's like,
I'm like, I don't. My husband is not with me, and let me tell you, I'm about to turn 43 next week's my birthday. I'll turning 43,
yeah, happy
and
birthday.
I feel like I am a lot more in shape now than I was 10, 11, 12 years ago when I had my last son. And my husband adored me when I had the last baby, all C-sections, and uh, and he adored me then, and he adores me now. Like whether I was chunkier than I am now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
know if I gained some pounds, he would still love me. You know what I'm saying? So that
yeah,
guy just went and attacked me, and I laughed. I just thought
yeah.
that's all you got, you know. But then
It's
when
in here, Christine. It's
Good,
in here. It's who the person is.
exactly.
That you know what I mean, because there, growing up, and like I said, being heavy set, there was times that I dated women and people were like, dude, how no, it's who you are as a person. It's
Yeah.
not always just the there's an appeal to somebody of who they are as a person. So yeah, if I was to get in shape, and yeah, that'd be great. I'm actually trying, and it's just getting harder and harder, but I mean, at the end of it all, what I'm saying is it's the person. It's not what they look like. Of course, if the person wants to get into shape and look good, then that's a great thing.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're not appealed to somebody who you know looks a certain way because it looks nice, or she looks nice, or he looks nice, or whatever. At the end of the day, it's who the person is. That's what should be. That's what it should be, in my opinion. You know. So yeah, it is shallow, and I think that's a low blow, and that wasn't cool. But
No,
you
it
know what?
wasn't
But
cool, but
we
and I
all
thought it
feel
was
like
funny. I just said, okay, like it was, try to attack that way. I think people once they don't have an argument, they're gonna want to attack how you look or perceive something in your head. And at the end of the day, I think Jen, you said it right. We all just want the best for each other.
yeah,
We want the best for our country. And let me tell you, if I'm wrong about everything I think, and then I wake up and I'm wrong, I'm humble enough because I know I'm nobody without the Lord. I'm humble enough to say, hey, you know what, guys? I'm sorry. I made a mistake. You know, so I'm not trying to crawl under people's skin. I tend to get very passionate. I'm a little like, I'm tough skin,
yeah.
but I'm not trying to go into no one's under their skin. If I come across that way, guys, I apologize. That's not my intent.
You're just
But I'm trying to raise awareness, hopefully, and if I'm wrong, I apologize if I'm wrong.
Yeah, and that's really it. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be at the end of it all. Like, people need to respect and not be easily triggered. I mean, I put up a post, and it goes over people's heads because they automatically see the image and don't read what it actually says and where it's going with it. So automatically people get triggered. And that's always been my thing too, though. I'll troll people sometimes, and I notice that I got a friend of mine who just like, oh, he goes in there, start trying. I go, dude, we had this conversation like 5 years ago, dude. Like, it's just automatically, it just turns on, and I think it's like getting super angry or whatever, and they black out, and they can't, they just don't listen. It's just. But again, as Americans, I think everybody should take a step back a little bit, take a deep breath, and understand, and agree to learn to agree to disagree, and not take it personal, because at the end of it all, um, whichever way it goes,
yeah.
that's what it's going to be, and that's it.
We go. Just to address this real quick, Wes Carson, I'm totally open to that. And normally, House of Tattoos was our guy with the
Yeah.
Democratic point of view. So
Yeah.
we're totally open to. I would love both sides to be
Well, yeah.
discussed, done so kindly, and yeah. You guys brought something
I'm
up.
not a liar. So someone just said the Raider guy, the only thing he doesn't like about Trump supporters is they knowingly lie. I don't knowingly lie. I'm going to clarify that. And I don't think Jen or Fred lie either. We don't knowingly lie. I'm all about integrity. So no.
Yes. And
to
if
clarify that, everything I state is I knowingly believe in my heart that I'm speaking the truth. I don't lie. Thank you.
That's a good point. And like if I make a mistake and I find out that I've made a mistake, I will definitely, apologize for doing so. I would never knowingly lead someone.
Yeah, that's lack of integrity,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So that's what I was going to say. So when you guys had mentioned earlier that, okay, so back to insults like that. And Fred, you said that people have judged in the past someone.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone.
I used to go to Trigger Hill, buddy. I used to go to Trigger Hill.
Oh, no. Yeah. Remember Trigger Hill?
Yeah.
Judged on the way someone, maybe a past partner or even a current partner looks. What do you do, like, let's say in real life, like if there's a couple and maybe it's not somebody that's just trying to do an insult. Maybe your partner is changing or struggling with something. How do you guys handle that, like as a man? Is it difficult to like support your woman and say, like, I don't know, encourage her, or how would you handle that? I don't know if you follow.
You know what? I mean, I think I'm following a little bit. I mean, I'll put it to you like this, and it may come off as wrong or whatnot. I believe that you try to continue on to do your best to resolve the situation. And again, I mean, Christine, thank you again. She inspired me to really go into things when she talked about earlier about nothing ever held her back. In late 2015, 2016, I went back to school. I got my stuff together. A little after before that, I obtained a commercial driver's license, drove buses and so on and so forth. Going through the CHP background checks and all this in passing tests with the CHP, all this stuff that happens, right? I never once looked at and this is not an I thing. I'm getting to what you're asking. I never looked at it as I'm being held back. We do what we're supposed to as providers or whatever it is, as of a home. And the thing is that you try to, but there's another side of it where there's an emotional side of that, where it's a little difficult sometimes because you're trying to break through, and sometimes that person's not trying to reflect or not giving you that time to express themselves, but rather express it to somebody else rather than express it to you. And then that other friend, relative, or whatnot paints you out to be the bad guy. When you're trying to, after coming home from a long day at work or whatever, and you're trying to break in to say, hey, listen, you're trying to get to the core of the issue. In the meantime, you're trying to still maintain the household. I believe also that it's like this. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. That sounds cliche, but that's the bottom line to it. You can't help somebody that's not willing to help themselves. So when it comes to that, at the end of the day, sometimes, unfortunately, you have to let it go. That's how I tend to look at it. I don't know if I answered your question of what you were going with. I mean, and I'm saying that at the end of it all, you have to let it go. But I don't mean as you quit it all, like, oh, I'll forget you. No. I'm saying after you've tried so hard to do every which way possible, and you can't get it done, at some point you got to throw in the towel because you can't help somebody that's not willing to help themselves. If there's always an excuse to things like, hey, listen, I think you could do this. Oh, I can't because whatever excuse, whatever mental block they put on themselves, and you're like trying to inspire them, like, hey, listen, you're I think you're fully capable. I think because of this, and you try to build them up, but they're not listening to you. They'll listen to their friend. They'll listen to the relative. They'll listen to whoever else. That's the hardest part, I believe, on my end of it. So if I didn't answer your question, Jen, you could ask me something else, whichever way it goes.
I just thought since that popped up, like it is hard to communicate. I think when it's something like that with women, but
Yeah.
not every woman is open to that. Like I know, I have a friend that recently, her husband had brought it to her attention that he noticed she was struggling, with her health. She'd been going to several doctor's appointments, and some issues kept coming up regarding her health, and it did pretty much have to do with her recent gaining of weight. And I don't feel like he meant it in a negative way. I feel like he was trying to sound supportive and concerned, but she felt like it was coming across as judgmental or harsh. And I mean, I can understand how it would feel that way, but then again, if you know your partner and you're tuned in, like I would hope that they know each other enough to know like he loves you, he wants you to be healthy, and I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying, Christine? Like how
I do. I completely. He probably didn't mean it in that way, but I think women are very sensitive when it comes to weight, right? So he didn't mean it that way, but sometimes these topics need to be brought up. If she's having health issues, it's very likely the weight gain is causing that, and he's concerned. So it's sensitive. I think it's a sensitive topic. I am like with my kids, especially my daughters, I do tend to, if I see them eating junk, here and there, I won't say anything, but if I consistently see them eating junk, I do bring it up. And like I said earlier, we're living in a time where it's so sensitive, right? Everybody's so sensitive. And both of my girls have said this, and I love them, and I'm just going to say it. But they've told me, are you body shaming me? I am not body shaming you. If I'm telling you, don't eat that junk, it causes inflammation. It causes, your insulin to go up. And later on, you might gain weight and you might start struggling. You might start getting sick. That is not body shaming you. And that's the thing they learn at schools. Yeah. Don't let no one body shame you. And I agree. I mean, bullies out of here. But to what extent, you know what I'm saying? So it's my job as a mother to talk to my kids and tell them like, this is good, this is not good. Once a week, twice a week, yes, you can have your ice cream, but not every day. Not every day you're going to eat Takis. Kids love the Takis, the Mexican Takis. Yeah. With the Coke every day, no. And so was my job as a mother. But I could see that. I'm telling you, my daughters, both of them said that to me. Are you body shaming me? And my daughters are really thin. You've met them, Jen. They're very lean. All my kids are very thin, but yes. I wasn't body shaming. I'm just kind of, letting them know. So I could see how a wife might feel that way. But there's got to be, I think, a level of understanding, so. I'm a big advocate on eating healthy, and I completely understand the people that struggle, because in the beginning, it is a very big struggle. I've been doing ketogenic diet for about 8 years now, and it's become my life. Like, it's so easy now for me to do it. But I remember the first year was very, very hard, and I understand it's a struggle, right? But I do try. I wish I could help people. I wish I could be a coach, to motivate and help people. At the end of the day, I think, I don't do my diet to be and look thin. I do my diet to feel good internally, so I don't have to go to the doctor. And I haven't been to the doctor in many years. I mean, not so long ago I got injured, but that's the reason I went, not so much because I was sick. I don't get sick. So I'm a big advocate on that. So yeah, going back to the way a husband approaches it, I think it's because he cared. I don't think he's trying to body shame her.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't take it that way either, but I also can understand, like, initially, maybe it stung a little bit for her, but I think as the days went by, I seems like she's starting to understand that. Okay.
Okay,
I
so American Top Gunner said delivery is key. Yes,
yeah,
the way you deliver it. Yes, you got to
Yeah.
be just sensitive about it and empathize with the person. You know.
Yeah.
absolutely.
And you know, places like, and I'll say it, places like Instagram, Facebook, a lot of the social media spots, it really makes people, it really takes people out of the reality of real life. You know, they believe that they're entitled to have certain things look a certain way. Their home surroundings, vehicles, or whatever has to be a certain. It's an image, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I think as well as, again, not to get back into the political side, and I think just in general, a lot of human beings have lost touch of reality of what life really is. The difference between back in the day, and I'm saying, like, in the 80s, even 90s for that matter, which is more recent, and in the early 2000s, before any of this, um, people knew how to live life.
Yeah.
We accepted what life is. This is what it is. This is how we go. I mean, the 90s, people, we went through struggles or whatever it was. We, excuse me, we accepted that. Now, a lot of the youth feels entitled because they don't have a certain thing, and they feel entitled to it. And
Yeah.
I think that's destroying too our next generation, where they feel they have to have a certain thing, or basically just be bought, and say, hey, you know what, I need to have this, and if not, my life is falling apart, or I'm not living up to what I'm supposed to be at. And because, and in short, back in the day, we watched television or whatnot, and we understood what a movie was. We understood that it was fake. We knew that. Now
Yes.
we're watching everybody on on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and these people are showing us highlights. If I showed you, oh well, look, I'm over here and I'm over here, and the pictures could be old, but you don't know that. Or the videos can be old. You don't know that. You think I'm over here and be like, man, does this guy even work? Or whatever. It just seems like I'm out and about, and people start feeling this. Why am I not doing this? Whatever the
Yeah.
situation is, I think it's a bad thing.
And because
On that
people
note.
are nowadays comparing themselves, right? Whatever's on
Correct.
Instagram, we compare ourselves. I mean, Jen, that happens to us. We look at a girl, how does she look so beautiful? How come I can't look that way? It happens to all of us.
Yeah.
Imagine what it does to teenagers.
Yes.
Gotta be
Imagine
tough.
what it
Exactly.
does to teenagers, right? They don't
Right.
have the wisdom to understand that people on social media, they're only going to put out their best face. They're going to put out their best life. They're not going to talk about their personal issues. They're not going to
Yeah.
talk about their low days,
Yeah.
and we're living in a time where people just they see that and they're like, why is her life so perfect?
Yes.
Why does she have the perfect marriage and
Yeah.
I don't?
Yeah.
She has the amazing husband. Like I really love my life, the life that I have now, but it hasn't always been perfect. And we've gone through a roller coaster in our marriage. So if people perceive that my life has been 20 plus years married of a perfect marriage, no, it hasn't. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
just like anyone, when we all struggle and we all put out our best face, but let's be real, like there's issues. Everyone has issues.
Yeah.
And so I think you need to come to understanding, hey, you know what? Man, that girl looks good, but it probably took 15 pictures, 15 selfies
Yeah.
to get one good
Yeah.
one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm
Yeah.
glad that you guys, that's an amazing topic that you guys both brought up, because it's so true. I mean, that's something like a content creator. I know I have definitely struggled with days that I am not feeling my best, or I'm, especially struggling with some of the health issues that I have struggled with over the years,
Mhm.
I feel like recording. And I feel like I either could have been recording those moments and sharing, you know what I mean? The struggle of
Yeah.
going through living with an autoimmune disease, or to me, I didn't, because I just felt like nobody's going to want to see this. This is like a downer. But then
Yeah.
again, some people might have been able to relate to it. So you're right.
Yeah.
Choose, share. And,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
always the beautiful side of life. It's up to everyone what we share. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Now,
Definitely.
and I think it's ruining our next generation to where they just don't, again, Christine said it, our teenagers, that's where it's getting bad.
Right.
They feel they're entitled to have a certain, I,
Mhm.
I'll say I'm not, look, I'll say it like this. I'm not a iPhone person. I'm an Android guy, But my kids, they're like, no, I need the iPhone. I need the iPhone. It's like, okay, well, that's but it's an image thing. It's an image thing. And maybe they like the phone. I don't know, but it's more because, hey, if you have an Android, you're not, you're okay. Let me put it to you this way. Picture it this way. Back in the 80s or 90s, right? If you're sitting there and we had social media and you're eating Kix cereal and it's Kix with no sugar in it, you know what I mean? Those little round cereal,
Yeah.
and the other person's eating Frosted Flakes or Count Chocolate, you're going to compare yourself to that person. If
Mhm.
you look at movies from the 80s, if you guys go back and look at movies like even Back to the Future and stuff, they lived a simple life. You look at that when they went to their homes or whatever, it was a simple thing. And Karate Kid, look at Karate Kid. He lived in an apartment complex. He went, his girl or the girl he loved or fell in love with or wanted as a girlfriend, whatever you want to call it, she was considered to be, rich. He lived a simple life. There was no shame in being in living with what, working with what you had. You know, his mother was trying to make the other side of that story was his mother was trying to make the best of it to move to California, and he was going through it. He's getting his butt kicked. But I mean, the movie takes off from there. But if you look at it for what it is, the mom was trying to do the best and live the California life. She just didn't have the money for it, and she was doing her best. But
Yeah.
now we don't see things that way no more. It's you have to have the big, whatever it is, the latest,
The latest and greatest.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything that they exclude, the what is it, the limited edition, latest, whatever it is,
Right.
So yeah, I think it's a difference, guys. I really think it's a difference, and I think it's destructive, to be honest with you, to our youth. You know,
Definitely. I noticed you had mentioned pictures that people post, like, on vacation, maybe somewhere, or, very
Mhm.
exotic destinations. I
Yeah,
remember a story a few years back, and I think it was like in the, remember, Christine, when the beauty industry, like, makeup videos was like exploding out there. That was the thing to
Yes.
do. So there was, I forget what her name was, but there was a girl who she was posting photos of herself like in all of these beautiful destinations and exotic places, and everybody wanted
so
her.
that's another.
And she legit, they found out that she was using like Google Photos and grabbing those images and then inserting herself in those images. She had never been to any of those places.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
And
she like,
people were envious of her life.
yeah. And she, obviously she got canceled once it was found out. Somebody started looking into her photos and being like, wait a minute, that looks really familiar to this, except you're in this one. And it all came crumbling down.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and it was just, all to impress people, right?
Yeah.
But yes, we have to be careful with that, other people's lives. We look at other people's lives, and because again, people will only put their best life. Let's keep it real.
Most people,
Love Grace said something about food for thought. Imagine if we posted our failures only, no one would have anything to say, or would they, right? I agree. I think if people just posted their failures, so let's just say that we're not allowed to put anything our grades, right?
Yeah.
I think everybody would feel more grateful for what they have. You
Yeah.
know, people weren't too busy looking at other people's lives. So
Yeah.
lately I've been doing that. I mean, I get on Instagram, but I'm more on the stories, like people's stories, and I don't really do the scrolling down anymore. And I've noticed it's helped me a lot too. And I haven't been on Facebook for months. Like once in a blue moon, I'll get on there.
Mhm.
But I'm just never thinking about anything. I'm just in the present moment. That's it.
That
And
is,
it's taught me so much that I don't have to think about like, I wish I had this. I wish I had that. No.
yeah, that's important. Is being
Exactly.
in the present moment. And I think that is where so many of us have sort of dropped the ball,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
myself included. There's been moments where I have forgot to, hey, what's going on right now, right here is what matters.
Yes.
And I've got to reel myself back in and sort of reprogram, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah. You know what, guys? It's funny you say that, and I don't mean to bring a again, like I always say, I don't mean to bring a cloud into the room. As you guys know, I mean, my parents are gone. Like I've said that plenty of times. But whenever my mother, for example, when she would get ill or whatever, sometimes I'd be at the house and then be like, oh man, I'm stressed out about whatever situation it was, and it was petty, but at the time I didn't realize it that it was petty, and I'm over there stressed out. Oh, my life is like this, and I don't like it, or whatever the situation was, right? But then the unfortunate would happen, and I had to get my mom to the hospital. Now the direction changed, and when I'm at the hospital and I'm stressed out, because I don't know what's going on with her, what's going to happen. I would often think, man, I was stressed out about that. That didn't even matter. Everything was perfect. I had her right in front of me. I had it. I had my nephews. I had everybody was there. But I was worried about this thing over here that could wait or whatever it was. Fortunately, everything was okay. But but you learn to appreciate life and live in the moment. And I think that's important too, though. Even sometimes in whatever situation, sometimes we need to take a step back and look back and not worry about what we don't have, but worry about what we do have. Because at the end of the day, anything materialistic can be fixed or replaced, but we cannot. If I showed you guys a picture of everybody that I spent my Christmas with or whatever holidays, and everybody that's no longer here, it would fade away. Like Back to the Future, you would no longer see these people no more. They're no longer here, but we're concerned about what we're gonna get, what gift, who got the best gift or whatnot. I learned to live my life to appreciate the people around me at the time, you know, and that's it. But I not everybody thinks the same, not everybody feels the same, and it's fine. But this is just my thing, how I see life, you
Yeah,
know.
I respect it. I feel like
Thank you.
sometimes it takes something like that to sort of rattle us and make us realize what our priorities should be. And
Exactly.
Agreed.
yeah,
Exactly. No, yeah, definitely.
that is the truth. Do you have a music uh, fact or story you would like to share for it?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. We can. I mean, I could. Well, you know what, guys? I'll put. Well, I won't take too much time on this part. Um, I have a couple of them, but I'll share one today, and then next time we can share a different one. Um, I see a lot of people in doing the music thing. Even today, there's a lot of new guys I hadn't never heard about, and I'm like, okay, well, these guys are from here, these guys are from there, or whatever, and it's fine. Um, I've always noticed that people always tend to be like a lot of the artists, not people, a lot of those artists, um, they want to blow up on social media. They want to take off. It's their dream. Um, the real important part that a lot of people don't understand is that how you get paid is not just because you went viral or whatever. That's one way, right? But you want to have longevity because that's going to come to an end. You know, if you register your music through the proper thing to do, um, you're going to receive royalty checks. I just got one just last week. You know, and sometimes, I mean, and I'll be honest with you, the first royalty check I received, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and I'm not ashamed to say it, was 14 cents. The first royalty check I received was 14 cents. I think the next one was 16 cents. Then it got into the hundreds. Then it just kind of started going from there for a little bit, you know, and then it just depends, you know.
Yeah.
But I will share something with you guys. I started my own publishing company. This was back in 2001. And what happened was, um, back then I would call New York. I would call the company. They were in New York, and I said, "Hey, can you send me an application for a writer's, uh, so I could, you know, so I could have a publishing through writers and stuff." And they would say, "Yeah." They send it to me. I fill them out and send them back, and they would send me a card. And this is what I used to. This is what they sent me. Now you don't get that. This is
Okay.
called ASCAP. What is it? American Society of Composers and Publishers. Right. I will cover this because, hold on, guys. See, and I became a member and stuff. This is basically the industry stuff this is old days. So, oh shoot, hold on. So they send you all the stuff. I'll cover this because it has a number on here. So I will share that real quick. Hold on.
That's cool.
So
Okay.
that shows the ASCAP thing, because that's how you register your music. Um, I got the other one. It's the same folder and everything, right? But this is my publishing company, and this is where I register my music on there. It's hold on, guys. That's how I register my music, and I receive my royalty checks from time to time because that's how you're supposed to do it because that's how you get paid. When it all fizzles away or whatever, and maybe people think I'm gonna blow up, but if you happen to say like you do a song and then it takes off 11 years later and you took care of that, you're gonna receive that money. I think it was 2001, 2000. No, not 2001, 2000. I forgot what it is. Just a couple of years ago, 2021 or whatever it was. Um, I got picked up for. I licensed a song, one of the songs that I do on my podcast on my channel, and it got picked up to MTV Jams in Mexico. So I started receiving royalty checks from that. Yeah, and then I showed you I sent you the picture, and that's a cool thing. I mean, that's a cool thing. I never thought like, okay, cool. I mean, so I mean, yeah. I'm sorry, guys, if I take you guys off a little bit from that. But the other thing too, that now these cards, they don't give you these cards anymore. This is a plastic, a hard plastic, like a credit card deal. Now you get them and you got to print them out yourself on your computer. And now for the writers, it costs $50, and then for the publishers, it costs another 50. So it's $100. When I did it, it was free. So I got it for my nephews. I got it for a lot of people. So yeah, and that's I get paid now, for that. So it
Awesome.
works. It works. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, no, it works, and that's what it is, guys. That's just a lesson in the whole music thing. So, I always never wanted to market myself as just the artist. So I started my own independent label because I wanted the artists to have their own publishing and all this other stuff. I never looked at wanting to be just the artist itself because now when you market yourself back then as an artist, you wanted to get signed to a label. Nowadays, that no longer exists. So I guess in that sense, unbeknownst to myself, I was a little bit ahead of the game. So and here I am on YouTube now under the same umbrella as the label Two Face Entertainment. So yeah, so that's how it works, guys. That's just my little spiel. I'll get off my
That's
soapbox.
awesome. I
Thank
love
you. Thank
that.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cindy says good info. Yeah, very smart.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
Very
you.
much.
Very
Yeah.
interesting. That's very
Thank you.
interesting. I feel like a lot of people in the music industry have shared their issues with their what do they call it? Whoever the big bosses they're under. So in order to, avoid that, being your own boss is probably a good thing, right?
Yeah. Exactly. You know what? I've had people go like, well, so and so they take care of everything. They dress them now and all this stuff. It's like giving somebody your publishing is like giving somebody your bank account. I'll tell you guys that in 2000, I think it's 2001 or 2000, something like that. I was going to be signed to Koch Records, which is E1 Music now. And as soon as Eddie, my nephew Eddie had his publishing as well. I got him his publishing when he was very young too. Um,
Right.
so the thing about it was, um, as soon as I told them, hey, you know what, I have my own publishings, I could do my own stuff. They did not like that at all. They didn't like that at all. They will take everything from you, and that's the problem with a lot of artists. They independent artists anyway, or even artists in general, where they feel, oh, I made it, I don't need to do nothing, I'm being taken care of, I'm just going to get all this money, and they let these people, then they learn to tell me these horror stories, well, you got to take care of your stuff, you know, you got to take care of your stuff. Thank you, Total. Yeah, you got to
Right.
take care of your stuff with that, guys. It's a valuable thing because they will take your name, they'll take your publishing, they'll take everything. It's almost like child support. If you sign to these, back then, if you signed to these labels, you are now theirs, and whatever money they gave you, they're going to take from you. So whatever you record, they're going to take that money back, from you until they get their money back with interest. So it's
Yeah.
it's just a
You know who
yeah.
used to talk about that a lot? Prince.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Prince talk about
yeah,
that?
Yes.
He was
yes. Well,
always
yeah,
he hated the record labels.
Oh
his
yeah.
name. His name when he changed it to the symbol and stuff like that.
Because they
Actually,
owned his name, right? So they would get
yeah,
paid.
yeah. He didn't own his name, and they took it for a while, and he had to fight for it. The one that started doing that, to my knowledge anyway, early on was the late Sam Cooke. He's the one that went off and started getting his own publishings, and he pretty much was at the time. He was like the Dr. Dre of his era. If you guys get a chance to look at a documentary of him, that guy was ahead of his time, and he
Yeah.
doesn't get much credit for this stuff. Sam Cooke, some of you guys know the song. Daddy, he owes me money. Hey, you owe me money for that feature, bro. You never paid me. Anyways, I'm kidding. Anyways, we're kidding, guys. It's just, um,
Yes.
oh God darn it, I lost what I was going with that. But
Sam Cooke
my nephew
dropped his.
Eddie's over there playing around. Um, but yeah, no, you get it's important to have that stuff. It's important to own it. That's why, like, guys, I've never felt like, oh, look at me, I'm gonna spit, 16, and no, 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 no. It's like it's technically it's work, and you take care of your stuff, and then it's not about, hey, look at me, I'm doing this and that. You try to do the best you can, register your stuff, and hopefully it goes somewhere, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's really it. It's that simple. It's not that hard, to be honest with you. You just gotta pay attention and know. Yeah. Yes,
And
Sam Cooke.
then,
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. A lot of people, Sam Cooke. Yes, Cholo, that's right. He's a legend, man. The song that most people know is "You Send Me." Beautiful song. To this day, that song is, and many more. He was a gospel singer, and definitely. So yeah. So yeah,
that's
guys. Oh, that's it.
very cool. Okay, well, that's good to know. Good info to share. And you know what? We're getting ready to wrap it up, but we do have 4th of July this week. Christine,
Mhm.
do you guys have any plans that you're
You
going
know
to be
what,
doing?
guys? You guys are the three of us are in the Monterey County. The best fireworks in the county, I barely found out last year, were in Greenfield. Have you ever been there, Fred? The one in
No,
Greenfield?
not for the 4th of
It's
July.
called
No.
Patriot Park.
Okay.
The
Okay.
fireworks are like Disneyland.
Really?
Really?
Yes. And they have a
Okay.
bunch of vendors, and we went there for the first time last year. So we're planning on barbecuing at home, but we want to go see the fireworks later that day. That park, it's
Mhm.
so beautiful, and we enjoyed it, and we just decided we got to do this every year.
What's the name of the park?
Yeah.
It's called, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Patriot. on top of it, Patriot.
Okay.
Right?
I got my Patriot shirt. I'm gonna wear a flag, something going on there with my glasses. With
So
my
all
glasses.
dressed up. Yes.
So
Rock it,
my
rock
husband
it.
thought I would be taking my MAGA shirt. No, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I don't want to get on people's, crawl under people's skin. So no, I'm not gonna go into. I'm just gonna be Patriot, the
Right.
flag,
Yeah.
and
Thank you.
so I recommend it, guys. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the fireworks start at 8:30 or 9 p.m. Right
Okay.
when it gets dark, and
Yeah.
we're supposed to have the whole county supposed to have clear skies. We have a warm breeze.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
all week, right?
All week.
Oh,
So
man.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
So yes, we're gonna barbecue at home. I'm gonna have my honey
Cool.
on holidays. I have him barbecue. So we'll be doing that, and I recommend if you guys want to check it out.
Yeah,
And
thank
then
you.
next
Yeah,
week
we'll
we
check
kick off
it
to
out.
Disneyland on my birthday week. That's what I wanted for my birthday. I wanted to go to Disneyland, so we're going to Disneyland with the kids. And see, that's what I wanted to say. To me, just spending time with my kids, like my birthday is going to be with my kids at Disneyland, and they're going to be happier getting into rides because I don't get in rides. But
Yeah.
just to see my kids being happy, that's my birthday gift. Brenda Love just tapped in. She just had a birthday, right? Brenda, you just had a birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Birthday to Brenda. That's what's up. And Ruth is coming up, and Denise's birthday is coming up.
Denise, yes, Denise.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a little celebration.
Celebration, yes.
Well, Fred,
Yes,
what about
happy
you?
4th of July to everyone.
Happy 4th. Any plans for you, Fred? Anything? that
You know
plan on
what?
doing
Now
for
that,
4th?
yeah, well, now that Christine mentioned it, yeah, I'll probably go check out that Patriot Park. Why not?
You should give me a text. Reach out to me through Instagram. I'll give you my number so you could.
Yeah.
Mike and I are gonna go with the kids.
No, definitely. Yeah, because usually, I see it here in Soledad,
And
but
you're so close. You're what, like 10 minutes away from Greenfield?
yeah,
There
yeah,
you go.
it's right down the road right here. It's fast,
Jen,
Yeah,
if you
no,
don't
why
have
not?
any plans, you should. Let's all meet
I was
there.
just gonna say that. I'm gonna barbecue too, but I might shoot out that way too.
Yeah, it's gonna be when it gets dark. It's gonna be when it
We'll all
gets
be
dark.
in touch
It's so beautiful.
when we
I
show
loved
up
it.
over
It's
there.
like literally, and it's like 30 minutes nonstop. But those big
Wow.
giant fireworks, like Disney.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, yeah, why not? Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be in touch. We'll be in
Yeah.
touch with that. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Message us,
Yeah.
Fred.
Yes.
No, yeah,
yes.
we'll do.
Denise, happy birthday next week. I mean, I know we have our birthdays. I think
Happy
we're like a
birthday,
day
man.
or two apart.
Part, right? A week from today.
Mine's on the 8th. Mine's on Monday. The big 43.
Yay.
Nice.
That's exciting.
Happy
I'm happy
birthday.
for you. Disneyland. That is definitely in the works. Sometime at the end of the year for me. I hope so, to take my little one. So
Yeah.
we'll do
Because
that.
kids that they just love it. My daughter, that's 19, she's all excited about it.
Yeah.
It's funny because really quick, my daughter, she's my oldest.
Mhm.
She acts like the adult for everything, right? She goes to school, she works, everything. But when it comes to vacations, we're going to Disneyland. Oh, she's a little girl. I have to get her ticket. She's not paying for it. And she's coming with mommy and daddy. So
Yeah.
she's a little girl when it came to Disneyland. For everything else, she's on her own.
It's so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
Well,
That's awesome.
So hopefully, hey, if you guys want to go there, let me know and maybe we can all meet there.
Yeah,
That would be nice.
Definitely.
A nice
Definitely.
4th of July picture.
that's
Right, no,
right.
yeah, definitely. That'd be awesome.
Okay,
That would be
definitely.
awesome.
Yes, next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Denise, and she's the big
Oh, wow.
too. Okay, cool.
Yes.
The day after mine, so I'll make sure to reach out.
Yes, awesome. Well, thank you
Yeah.
guys. I appreciate you for being here with me and sharing this conversation, our thoughts, opinions. And thank you to everyone in the chat, those who shared your thoughts and opinions that agreed, disagreed, felt impartial. I respect it all, and I thank you for being here and supporting. And we will be back next week. All new topics. You never know who will be here. And we're gonna, just keep switching things up and having fun for now. So with that said, happy 4th.
Thanks, everyone. Happy
Happy 4th of
4th.
July.
Thank you, Christine.
And
Thank
buenas
you.
noches.
Thank you. Thank you, my friend.
We'll see you
We'll
guys
see you
soon.
guys. We'll be
Take
in
care.
touch.